It's Formula One coming home. 7 of the 11 Grand Prix teams are based here, 4 British drivers, and most of the engineers, mechanics and personnel are British as well. Of course, Silverstone is special. Rubens Barrichello from the outside of the front row of the grid has had some kind of problem. He's stalled the car, I think, and the rest of the field sprints away. If that last car goes through and Rubens doesn't get going, he won't get going. Shakes his head. Oh, come on, he says, come on. Winner of the last Grand Prix, he will now go to the back of the grid if they can get that thing started. Unfamiliar territory for Rubens Barrichello, but boy is he going to come through this field. Expectation builds, the lights go on, and now at Silverstone for Juan Pablo Montoya and the rest, opportunity knocks. Go! Great start by the McLarens. Ralf Schumacher got away well, and into the lead in the first corner goes Montoya. He got away brilliantly. McNish appears to have stalled on the grid. Schumacher's second, and it looks like one of the 2 McLarens is challenging Ralf Schumacher third.
And Massa spun in the first corner. That was McNish being pushed away. All sorts of dramas now. McLaren have ended up 4th and 5th with the 2 Renaults behind them because that was very tight going into the first corner. So Montoya leads from Michael Schumacher and Ralf Schumacher slightly under pressure from Kimi Räikkönen.
Räikkönen 4th, Coulthard 5th, Trulli 6th, 7th is Button, terrific start from 12th on the grid for Jenson Button, 8th is Sala, it's where he started, 9th Villeneuve, 10th Heidfeld, and Alan McNish comes into the pits. As we look again at one of the Saubers, Massa, getting out of shape into turn 1.
He was out of shape before he ever got there. I think he got edged onto the grass by somebody and really lost it before he ever arrived at the corner.
And the news from the Toyota pit is that Alan McNish had a clutch problem. He's still in the pits as we work on lap 2 with Montoya 1.1 seconds ahead of Michael Schumacher. Then it's Ralf Schumacher, Räikkönen 4th, Coulthard 5th, and that's Barrichello climbing all over the back of Finoldi for 12th.
Now, there'll be 2 mentalities of the drivers that he's catching. One is, look, he's going to pass me sooner or later, don't hold myself up, let him go through. The other mentality is, this is for position, he's not going through unless he really fights for it. Finoldi tends to be one who doesn't want to be easily passed, although Barrichello should have tremendous top speed.
And there's a ferocious battle going on between Kimi Räikkönen and Ralf Schumacher. Räikkönen's got in front, Coulthard's attacking too, side by side into Baggins. Coulthard keeps his foot in. Oh, but Ralf Schumacher keeps the inside line. The 2 McLarens are on fire here, and Ralf Schumacher is under pressure.
Of Räikkönen getting the line into Cox, and Coulthard says, I'll have a bit of that as well. Gets up the outside of Maggots, but couldn't make it stick when he got there.
This is the battle for the lead, and it seems that Michael Schumacher is able to close up under braking on race leader Juan Montoya, and it's going to be a very long 56 laps for the Colombian. He's been here before, he's had the pressure from Schumacher before. He's so keen to knock Schumacher off his perch as the #1 driver in Formula One, and he'd love to do it here today.
Oh, look, this is a good scrap. Where are we at? That must be Mark Webber. That's 18th, 19th and 20th, believe it or not. A recovery from Massa from that first corner spin. De La Rosa's in there as well. That's how hard they're racing. For last.
Look at this though, Michael very close and's got a good drive.
Yeah, Michael's going to get the inside run, and Montoya, as we saw him do so many times in Nürburgring, moves to cover it, and he really had to cover hard. And now can Michael get the drive round the outside? Will Montoya give him any space? He has given him the space, but says, that's enough. You didn't make it, I'm closing it. Now he moves to the inside to cover again. That's very heavy defensive driving from Montoya. Legal, but marginal. The crowd on their feet as the 2 leaders pass through the start-finish zone. They know they're witnessing a great duel between 2 of the world's finest racing drivers, and that then is Barrichello taking Mika Salo for 8th position. Barrichello P8. From 21st to 8th in 6 laps, Rubens Barrichello. Who knows, he might even be joining the battle at the front. He is, after all, only 12 seconds behind this lead duel. And Montoya still holding on. You can see the vapour trails coming off the wings. That's the moisture in the air blasting off the rear wings. That's how fast they're going. 185 miles an hour down that back straight into Stowe Corner. I can tell you that the lap times have dropped off by almost 4 seconds. Something's going on out there. Is it spots of rain on the track? The last time through was 125. This last lap a 129. So the track is definitely slowing down. And look, Michael Schumacher's got a run on Montoya now into Copse.
Yeah, he won't get him in there though. He needs, really, his best chance is to stay close
through the next section, the fast section of Maggots and Beckett, and get a run down Hanger Straight. In fact, he's fallen away. Look at these spots of rain on the helicam there. Track, and Schumacher really falling away, isn't he? Really being extra cautious then, and Montoya throwing caution to the wind and charging through a damp and slippery, and that must be then Salo. McNish is not in this race, he has retired. Clutch problems on the start then, so Salo off the road and falling down the field. On the edge of your seat then, you are P2 in the British Grand Prix. You've got the great Colombian ahead of you, and you're heading down to Maggots and Beckett. You've got to watch him, you've got to watch the curbs. The track is a bit treacherous. Bring it down to about 135 miles an hour. Down again to 105. Mind the curb on the left. Sweep to the right-hand side. Stay in his wheel tracks. Pick up his slipstream. And look, you're edging slightly closer to him. Keep your throttle hard on till about the 100-metre board. Faint a bit of a look, but you'll never get down there. Take a wide apex and cut inside him. You'll get better drive off the corner, as indeed Michael Schumacher has. And we've forced Montoya to take the defensive line one more time. Now Michael knows he might be able to sweep right inside him and get better grip. But Montoya saw that one coming nicely, really driving heavily on both his mirrors. Up to Abbey. Will Montoya cover his line again? He thinks not. He thinks he's far enough ahead. And Michael once again feints a move up the inside, over the little crest into bridge. Let's see if they're lifting. We just cut away, but wanted to know if Michael was lifting through there. Would give us a good opportunity to know just how much grip there is on the racetrack. Turned in on the white line down at Stowe. Driving error, that one. The lines are always super slippery, even with a little sprinkling of rain. And if you load those outside tyres and say, oh, okay, turn 600 kilos in at 150 miles an hour and put them on a white line, they will slide.
Here is Felipe Massa getting it very wrong.
That's his second spin of the afternoon. Didn't make the first corner before he was heading backwards. And here he is again. Luckily, he did not get T-boned by that Jaguar.
You're the racing driver, but it looks to me like what we're seeing here is Michael Schumacher being quite cautious.
Well, he doesn't need to spin off, and Montoya's made it very clear that he's not going to give him the opportunity to easily come inside. And Montoya, will he take to the grass? He may just do. He locked a wheel coming out of Vale into the first part of Club, and luckily for him, Schumacher was far enough behind not to be able to punish him for locking of that wheel. And I think we're going to see some intermediate tyres going on.
Yeah.
This will play into the hands of the Bridgestone runners.
Whoa.
And Montoya's well out of shape. Now he's still, yes, he is just bumping down the edge of the grass, but Michelin don't have an intermediate. Bridgestone do.
Well, certainly the Bridgestone tyre is better. They're on slick, dry tyres at the moment. No sign of any tyres being ready, though, from the Ferrari mechanics. The Williams mechanics are definitely going to bring Montoya in. And look at the rain coming down.
Ferrari out, Williams are out. Will the drivers come in? That's the big question. Schumacher is in, Raikkonen is in.
They're all coming in. No, they're not. David Coulthard, I think, is continuing on. Coulthard is doing what you would do and going straight on, and here's Ted in the pits.
Juan Montoya is in for those full wets. As we said, the Michelin intermediates aren't good enough, so the slicks come on, the wets go on. There's a small amount of fuel in there, and he's off. Ralf Schumacher is now right behind him. Here we go. The Williams mechanics are scrambling into the garage to get more wet tyres for that. Michael Schumacher's just come in. Now Kimi Raikkonen. I'm going to hand back to you, James. You'll be able to see all this much better.
Yes, Ralph's got a very slow stop because both Williams came in and both of them surprised their crew, lost a lot of time. There's the intermediates on the Ferrari. Coulthard has stayed out. Coulthard leads the British Grand Prix. Everybody else moving to Inters if they've got Bridgestone tyres, or full wets if they're on Michelin, and chaos then in the pit lane because they had to queue up behind their teammate.
Tyres are ready for David Coulthard, but Michael Schumacher breezes past him. Montoya is still leading this race. Michael Schumacher second. David Coulthard is continuing. You can see he's struggling with the car, but he's going to stick with it because he's still running in third place. And we're waiting for, well, Kimi Raikkonen has lost out in fourth as Sato goes off the track because Jarno Trulli through the pit stops has now gone up into fourth place. Where is Kimi Raikkonen? He's dropping down the field. Rubens Barrichello from 21st on the grid is up to 5th.
Coulthard's now gambling that it does dry out and they have to go in the pits and change tyres yet again, but there's too much spray. It's not going to pay off, David. What you're going to see now is Michael Schumacher is going to eat Montoya alive at the head of the field. He will be so much faster, and Barrichello will also now storm through truly ahead of him. Barrichello's running fourth.
Yes, Michael Schumacher took 3.3 seconds out of Montoya's lead on one lap alone. And look at this battle. Bonoldi, Salo, Panis. This is the battle for 11th place, and they were 3 abreast coming out of Woodcote Corner. Tremendous scrap between these 3. And at the front, still, Michael Schumacher really eating into the lead of Juan Montoya. That's going to be a change for position soon for the lead.
And look, then Coulthard came out just in front, and we think Michael Schumacher's already passed Montoya. Such is his speed advantage. We'll try and pick that up, but I'm hearing that through my headphones that Michael may even have made the move already. So Coulthard has fallen way back into the end of the top 10.
Schumacher crosses the start-finish line, and Montoya is behind him, right underneath us. Michael Schumacher leads the British Grand Prix by 2.4 seconds ahead of Juan Montoya.
And there's Montoya, look, covering his line again, presumably misses the braking point. Michael, with so much more grip, says, I'll just take the normal line. That was the same place, Vale and Club, and nothing Montoya could do.
Lap 19 of the British Grand Prix. Michael Schumacher leads from Juan Montoya, and this is a stunning ding-dong battle here between Kimi Räikkönen and Ralf Schumacher. They've been passing and repassing and passing each other, and then we've got Button, Räikkönen, we've got Button and Frentzen also in attendance as well. Throughout the race, these two have been at it, haven't they?
Frentzen is past Button. Frentzen then on the Bridgestone Inter, up into 7th place. He will now catch, I believe, Ralf Schumacher, probably even Räikkönen and Trulli in front of him as well. He's got the better tyre for these conditions. This is Barrichello trying to get past Montoya for 2nd place, and it's so easy, isn't it? Taking candy from a baby. Just waits for the Williams to slide, and now the Williams will get a better run into Cox, but knows he hasn't got the grip to do anything with it when he gets there. And that is the difference between the Bridgestone Inters and the Michelin wets. Barrichello then makes it a Ferrari 1-2.
Now Michael Schumacher, the race leader, is lapping in the 1 minute 32s. Last lap he was lapping the 1:35s. That's 3 seconds faster. It must be drying out, and you can see that some parts of the circuit are drier than others, Martin.
Absolutely. So Frentzen then, Frentzen blows up as we're talking about him. Engine gone. Disaster. What a shame, because he was about to attack Ralf Schumacher, Trulli, maybe even Montoya for 3rd place. Terrible news.
And look at this battle here between Trulli and Räikkönen. This is a battle for 4th place, and Räikkönen goes through into 4th place. Great move by Kimi Räikkönen, who's been really good today. Lap 25 of the British Grand Prix, the gambler is making another gamble. This is David Coulthard, he's just come in, but look, the team were not ready for him. He wants slick tyres, and finally he gets a right front tyre. He was shaking his head as he came in.
I think the track has dried out enough for the Michelin wets to be more than useless now, so it's back to slicks.
It is indeed. We saw the Jaguar in the wall. Räikkönen, it's Irvine that was in the wall, of course, but Räikkönen, they're away now. Look, got on the white line. I think that's on the exit of Stowe. And Irvine then across. Did he make it to the wall? Looks like he's going to, doesn't it? Yeah.
This is the battle on track, though, between Bonoldi, Massa. Hang on, Bonoldi, Massa, yes. And one of the Ferraris, which must have lost ground.
No, I think they're being lapped, James.
Oh, being lapped. Oh, yes.
And
wow, they certainly have caught up quickly, haven't they? Michael Schumacher coming through the field. That is him putting a lap on Bonoldi and Massa. And this is only lap 27. That's an amazing performance by the Ferrari. Ooh, straight through.
Yes, but I wondered if Bonoldi knew he was there. I mean, blue flag should be waving because he's being lapped. Barrichello has brought the gap down to 10.5 seconds. That's why Michael's getting on with it through the back markers.
Yes, the problem for all the Michelin guys is they've got full wets on, which will start to burn up, basically, and fall apart as the track dries out. The advantage that Schumacher and the other Bridgestone runners have is that... oh, you can see the rain, though. Look at this. The rain's still pouring down, and this is really bad news for McLaren, isn't it? They've just put dry tyres on, and so have the Renault boys. Look, on board with Coulthard. Look how much he's struggling.
This is since he changed back to slicks, look, and locks a wheel on the way into Vale and says, OK, I'll try and minimise the pain here.
Michael Schumacher still lapping in the 1 minute 31 bracket, and this weather is so difficult to read.
As I've said before, with these Bridgestone intermediates, they can virtually run them into full dry situation. If they think it's going to rain again and the track's bone dry, they can get away with it on this side. The window of opportunity.
Whoa.
As Coulthard goes round one more time. I don't know what frame of mind he's in, but I bet he's not far away from thinking, I'm going to park this afternoon. I have no grip. I don't have the right tyres if I stop at the pits. I've got nothing that's going to give me the grip that I need.
Into the pit lane, Kimi Raikkonen from 10th place, and this is going to drop him back even further. So a very unhappy British Grand Prix for the McLaren team. They've changed and changed again and really can't find anything that works for them, and it's really not making them look all that clever at the moment.
That's Massa busy watching Coulthard too much and forgetting where he actually was on the racetrack. Truly then has stopped another man that's had 3 pit stops, desperately trying to find the right tyre. I wonder if they are in a zone where they could now tank that car up, and now they can't get the fueler on, look. Did the fueler go on? No, it didn't go on. They can't get, what on earth is going on this afternoon? Look, that's got a problem, that fueler, and that is destroying Ralf Schumacher's race. Now there's the reserve one coming in, but how much will they have predetermined for that fueler to deliver? That won't go in either, so they'll send him round, try and sort themselves out, send him out, and get him back in, that's it, and get him back in next time around when you've found something that looks like it's going to work. While that was going on, Barrichello got well out of shape, and yes, he did, a full 360. Didn't cost him too much time by the looks of it. He's going for first gear there. He's hit neutral button. Did cost him some time, actually. So Barrichello now 21.6 seconds behind the leader. Montoya pits from 3rd place. There's more action in the pits than anywhere else. A slow pit stop, it appeared, for Jordan, and Barrichello is also in the pit.
Right in front of Montoya. It's going to be a pit stop race then between Ferrari and Williams, but obviously Ferrari stopped earlier. Look at those tyres coming off. They're absolutely worn out. Look, dry tyres going on. Where's Ferrari? There it is. Ferrari's out. But look how close Montoya is now.
That is Panis. He pitted from what was 4th place. Villeneuve had pitted the lap before. Panis out on slicks, of course, and a great chance. Look, and Montoya passes Barrichello. Montoya just swept up behind him and has taken 2 to 3 seconds out of him on this lap alone.
Well, he may have been disadvantaged when the rain came by being on Michelin tyres, but Montoya has not read the script here this afternoon. Barrichello, though, is attacking again, and he's got a better drive across the start-finish line. They're going to be side by side. These two are great friends, but they're racing today here at Silverstone. Fantastic stuff. Montoya goes wide to cover. Barrichello attacks again down to Maggots.
And all that tells me is that Rubens was being too cautious on that outlap, and Montoya just got on with it straight out the end of the pits and caught Rubens napping. And here we go then. This is a replay, and Rubens just super slow off the corner, and he was asleep.
4th still is Villeneuve, having made his 2nd and final stop of the afternoon, and Panis is 5th. And if it stays the same way, BAR, who up to this point have not scored a single point, will go straight into 7th place in the championship.
And this is where Rubens is very fast. He actually, oh, and that Raikkonen out of the race. Raikkonen, it appears, with, well, it looks like it could be an engine failure, but there now, look, he has got up the inside. They touch. Rubens Barrichello. I wonder if his left rear tyre had a slice out of the front wing of Montoya, and Barrichello's been so quick out of that final turn, gets in the slipstream, got more top speed anyway. Barrichello over the start-finish line where he has been much faster, and look, gets track position, and then I don't think it was an intentional move by Montoya. I think it was just, they just ended up coming together. I don't think there was a tweak of the wheel at the end, I have to say. That looked completely different from that angle.
And this is going to be win number 7 of an amazing season for Michael Schumacher, a giant leap closer to his world title dream. Michael Schumacher wins the British Grand Prix, rock and roll in Silverstone.
And this time he wins it on the track and not in the pit lane. No controversy then, sensational run. And as I said to Bernie Ecclestone on the grid, he's going to be third this afternoon because it was so clear that Ferraris had an answer for all the conditions. Barrichello takes second place then. It's Montoya, who's 18 seconds behind him, that will take that final podium slot. There he is now. And you just felt that Ferrari had the speed, the tyres, the confidence, and the ability to handle whatever happened. And there's certainly been a changeable afternoon. Montoya then will step on the podium.
Win number 7 of the season for Michael Schumacher. One small step in Britain means a giant leap towards a record 5th world title. But Formula One's been the winner today because this has been a classic.
It's the package. I mean, we know we have a very good car. We know we have very good tyres, especially for a race. And we have sort of worked for that very hard with Bridgestone together, with the team. But I think today it was purely down to when to put what tyres. And I have to say, thanks to Ross, he did a great job today. Because I wasn't sure, because we had this drizzling of rain, and sure, in that lap we came in, it was a lot of water, but it could have well stopped immediately, and then you should have stayed out on slicks. And I wasn't sure what sort of decision I should take, and I was glad Ross took the decision for me, and he took the right one.